I grew from $5 an hour to $100 an hour as a prep lead tutor. Honestly, it wasn't one giant breakthrough. It was 9 tiny habits that compounded over time. To set myself apart from 40,000 live English teaching profiles and give unforgettable lessons, every detail matters. Teaching on Preply has helped me earn serious money while working fully remote. I have complete control over my location and work hours. It sustains my lifestyle as a full-time traveler and has made a huge difference in accommodating my chronic illness and chronic constipation. That last one is arguably more valuable than location freedom and travel adventures. Anyone can apply what I'm about to share and empower themselves to see the world, break free from a corporate rat race, and have autonomy over a healthy, de-stressed lifestyle. Habit number 1 is wearing the same thing for every class. This is the biggest one for immediately creating a crisp and professional image of being a premium tutor. I have 2 simple black tops from H&M that I rotate through and a pair of gold earrings. I use one top repeatedly until I feel like I need to freshen up before moving on to the next one. But if I don't have many classes in one week, I'll just use the same top for the entire week and then wash everything over the weekend and repeat the next week. From trends like capsule closets and Project 333 to Steve Jobs famously modeling outfit repetition, having a minimalist take on my work from home uniform removes something called decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is when your mental energy drains from daily decisions such as deciding what to eat or deciding what to wear. Repeating the same shirt almost works like a company logo, and how we automatically know Target and Coca-Cola are red companies while Pepsi and Walmart equal blue. If wearing black actually adds to my personal branding and makes me more appealing to students, then I definitely don't want to spend any more precious time and energy picking out outfits. My choice of clothing is inspired by my favorite YouTuber named Nisha, whose whole channel is sleek, professional, and minimalist as she dishes out unmatched finance advice. I recommend using your own favorite influencers to inspire your branding and what best fits your personality and teaching image. My repeat outfit gets thrown on right before I go on camera and taken off right after so that it lasts as long as possible between washes. It's never been questioned and only met with happy students. Habit number 2 is interrupting my students in the moment. This sort of interruption is high value and well loved among my students and is almost effortless on my side. For example, recently a student said, "I go to school today," but it was nighttime in her time zone, so I immediately just responded with, "I went to school today." That way their grammar, pronunciation, and usage mistakes are caught immediately. The process of breaking a bad habit begins then and there, even if it means they lose their train of thought. This means so much to them because their friends and partners don't have the incentive or the patience to do the same for them. And having looked myself for a Preply tutor to do the same for my Spanish, I can say it's a very rare find. The more you can interrupt, the more you can set yourself apart. Students can't get enough. Habit number 3 is always setting an alarm. With a schedule that's a little everywhere, it's important to stay on top of your next class. Busy days for me can go from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. in 3 batches. USA mornings, which are my evenings, European mornings, which are my middays, and USA evenings, which are my mornings. I've never missed a class even though my wake up time looks a little different every day. If I have classes back to back with 10 minutes or half an hour in between, I often need to reset with my eyes closed. Even if it's just for 4 minutes, I set an alarm in that case too. Setting these alarms with a 3 to 7 minute buffer right before going on camera again keeps me punctual, and punctuality is professionalism that students can feel immediately. You can actually see the anxiety release from their faces as soon as you enter the Preply classroom. Reliability feels premium. Habit 4 is to smile. This is another psychological move that really upgrades the experience for students. When you're explaining or responding to them, talk through a smile rather than a neutral face. You'll seem more pleasing and approachable to the student's eye. Also, when a student is talking or thinking about what they need to say and you're listening in silence, smile. You may not realize it, but your listening face when you're not speaking on camera can come off incredibly serious like this, and at times even judgmental and concerned rather than encouraging. Habit 5 is harnessing good lighting. I always strive to set up my desk or rotate my laptop so that there's natural light hitting my face at a 45-degree angle. This is one of the most flattering ways to present yourself on camera, and blemishes and aging disappear, and I kid you not, I look 10 years younger. You can do everything else right, but having a harsh or backlit video can subtract from your image as a top tutor who takes their students seriously. Habit 6 is using AI. This is 2026, so of course I copy the notes that I'm taking on corrections of the mistakes that students are making during class and paste it into a chatbot. And depending on the student, I'll ask it to make homework or generate themed vocab lists based on the actual conversation we just had. However, most students don't want homework, and for this group, I still use AI. For these students, I copy and paste a month or a quarter's worth of notes into the chatbot. I ask it to identify this student's top error patterns. I I call this the top error method. Similar to the avalanche method for tackling debt, where you focus on paying off the highest interest debt before tackling the next highest, the top error method only focuses on what AI reveals to be the most occurring error for the student before we move on to the next most frequent mistake. Keeping things simple and prioritized for the students results in targeted, tangible results over time. With AI, the top error becomes so fast to identify and homework generation is so instant that I can do it immediately before class or immediately after class ends. AI didn't threaten my job security. It strengthened it because I chose to embrace it. Messing around with dehydration is just not worth it. Long hours at the screen combined with a parched mouth is a migraine in the making. Habit 7 is to make sure I always have a glass or bottle of water right next to my laptop before a class begins, even if it means I have to scramble. I've reached for that water multiple times in each of the 1,550 lessons that I've taught because it's so important. If I forget or didn't have time to prepare between back-to-back lessons, I'll actually just tell my student, quickly turn off my camera and go grab some. Habit 8 is to keep as many hours as possible open on Preply for lesson booking. One strategy that has helped me earn more for my time is to open up my availability wide and clear across all waking hours. I like to keep this updated depending on what's going on in my life, and that way I can reach students across a sweeping range of time zones and strong currencies around the world. At the time of this recording, that looks like 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. At the same time, last week I only taught a total of 7 50-minute lessons. I believe in teaching fewer high-quality lessons and doing other things with the rest of my time. Being available to English learners around the world helps keep my pricing premium. Finally, habit 9 is using message templates. I repeat myself so much in the chat box for giving a quick welcome to new trial lesson bookings or for excusing myself from a class when the student didn't show up. So I made this a lot easier by making generic messages and saving them under message templates. Now every time this happens, all I have to do is pull up the appropriate message, fill in their name, because as we all know, the sweetest sound a person can hear is their own name, and hit send. This saves me time and mental energy and keeps my messages consistently professional and personalized, as expected of a top paid tutor. So that's my 9 baby habits of a premium Preply tutor. During my Preply journey, I've surfed warm waves in the Philippines, hitchhiked in Vietnam, and participated in water gun fights during the Thai New Year festival on the same day as teaching students on the other side of the world. As a highly paid freelancer, I can invest more in my health and hobbies, and with the small tweaks that I covered in this video, you can do it too. If you enjoyed this video, you might like this hourly rate video where I go over the 3 philosophies that made it possible for me to grow my hourly rate from $5 to $100 an hour, including how I keep looking forward as I grow and never stop believing in myself.